Hi everybody, it's Stephanie here. I'm excited to speak with you this week about energy. And usually when I say the word energy, sometimes I get a blank look and sometimes I get a message that the person I'm speaking with understands what that means. So I don't like to make assumptions. So when I use the word energy, I describe it as a feeling or a sense. An example is, have you ever noticed when you walk into a room, perhaps you have an interaction with someone and you have a feeling. They give off a certain vibe or energy. Could be positive, could be not so positive. So that's energy, without going further at the moment. So I think you understand what I'm trying to say when I say the energy of somebody. What does it feel like? Part of this practice of meditation that I spoke about last week and becoming aware is really the foundation for us to then manage our energy. And why is energy important? In my experience, energy is our most precious resource or asset. And the reason why I say that is because we can have all the money in the world and all the time in the world, but if we don't have energy, we really don't have the ability to do what we're here to do. So, that being said, I believe that there are many of us, in particular people who are sensitive, maybe you refer to yourself as an empath, who don't really realize where their energy is leaking. So where are the places in our life where we feel drained? Some of us experience this energy leak in relationships. And before I continue, I want to say that it's not good or bad. It's really about being aware. It's about noticing where in our life we're leaking energy with the intention of creating boundaries so that we can preserve our energy for the things that we want. So an example of an energy leak in relationship could be maybe there's a social situation or people that you engage with socially where when you're done with that interaction, it's actually draining. You feel worse, or you feel literally, physically, mentally, emotionally drained. So that would be an example of a place where our energy is leaking. Sometimes those of us who work in an office space or work with other people, sometimes we feel our energy leaking around others or around a certain situation. So oftentimes when I come into the sanctuary, there is a lot of energy, beautiful energy, and because I'm very sensitive to energy and I really love playing in it, sometimes though it's draining for me, too much of it, even too much of the good lovey-dovey stuff. So sometimes what I have to do when I go into the sanctuary is close the door to the office. So my energy can leak, and so can yours, also in a positive sense, right? So sometimes when we have boundaries that are too open or too expansive or too wide, maybe we say yes too much, maybe we're letting too many people in, maybe we're having too many thoughts. So by being able to recognize where the energy is leaking, we then have the opportunity to create boundaries so that we can tighten, right? So that we can tighten up or shore up those places where we're leaking energy. So using this practice along with your meditation practice, I invite you over the next week to become curious about where your energy is leaking. So simply noticing after a certain interaction with a person, or maybe it's a thought pattern that you're having, or behavior you're engaging in, or something that you're doing. It could be an environment. Maybe you need to have quiet, but you're around people. Maybe you need to say no. Maybe you need to say yes. So I don't want to be too specific on purpose because I want you to become aware of yourself and your energy. So simply noticing. And if you find it helpful, keep a log. Maybe starting out at the beginning of the day in your meditation practice with setting the intention to become aware of the places where you're leaking. And then at the end of the day, do a reflection. And notice what you notice. And then next week, I'll talk to you a little bit more about ways that we can protect our energy field in addition to setting boundaries. Have fun, no judgment. There's no right or wrong. It simply is what it is. And remember, when you come from a place of rootedness, the place that we arrive at in our meditation practice, that's when we're able to rise, because we become aware. And when we're aware, we can make choices. So have fun with it, and I'll see you next week.